So we're going to do a real quick tutorial here on the skeletal muscle fiber models. So we're going to start with this one. What you see here is the endomysium, and as we turn this around, we have the neuromuscular junction. So let's look at the parts for a neuromuscular junction. We have the motor neuron coming in here, which is represented by this yellow portion right here. This is a neurolemmacyte or a Schwann cell. You can see the myelination, so we're looking at peripheral nervous system. As we come in, this is the axon terminal. These white dots right here are synaptic vesicles with neurotransmitter in them. On the postsynaptic side, this wavy area right here would be the motor end plate. So what we're looking at is the neuromuscular the anatomy of the neuromuscular junction itself. And kind of this grayish blue area would be the synaptic cleft. As we move more interiorly, what we have here is each one of these elements, and I'm just going to tip it so you can see it. Each one of these elements is a neurofibril, and they're made up of the myofilaments, which are actin and myosin. We also see some other organelle items. These are T-tubules or transverse tubules. These are sarcoplasmic reticulum, and here is the terminal cisternae on both the superior and inferior aspect here, if you want to think of it as such. This all together would be called a triad. Now, if you look at this neurofibril, you'll see that we have light bands and dark bands, or dark is A and light is I bands. And you can see those here, but what I'm going to do now is move to the other model we have, and we're going to describe some of these in a little bit more detail. Before we leave here, this would be called the sarcolemma, and you see these little holes here. These would be the inlets into the T-tubules. So let's move to the next model. Once again, we'll start from the most superficial, and out here is the endomysium, sarcolemma. We'll get this all together here. And we're looking at a motor neuron coming in. Once again, on this model, it's this bluish area, reddish area. And we can see the myelination. These would be individual neurolemmacytes or Schwann cells. Here is the neuromuscular junction. This here would be representative of the motor end plate. And here's the telodendria coming in, and this here would be the synaptic terminal. If we look at this neuromuscular junction in a little bit more detail, here is once again, our synaptic terminal. Kind of this pinkish open area here would be the synaptic cleft, and you can kind of see this wavy line here. This would be the motor end plate. Okay, and then we have sarcolemma up here. If we look at this structure, each one of these little individual knobs are myofilaments. This whole structure right here would be a myofibril. Here's another myofibril, and a third as an example. If we look interiorly, what you can see are the individual myofilaments. You can actually see the light and dark bands, or the I and A bands. And going across here would be the Z line. And this black right here would represent the M line. And that's, I think, about the most specific that we're going to get here. So going from here to here to here would be a sarcomere. And here would be another sarcomere. And from here to here would be a sarcomere between these two black lines. And I believe that's pretty much everything for these two models.